Hey, this is Pat Freeman here on the network with my buddy Chris Stevenson. How you doing, Chris?
How's it going, Pat?
Hey, we have a lot to talk about here on the network. The biggest thing in the news this week is the disrespect continues of President Barack Obama, and it could not have gotten any worse than what our Arizona Governor Jan Brewer did upon him arriving in Arizona. What is that about, Chris?
Well, that's about, you can interpret it as you want to. My thing is, boy, stay in your place. Okay, that's what I get. You know something? I've talked to a lot of cops, especially since the Carol Horn situation.
Yes.
And one thing about them, black police officers, and they told me about instances where they had white female officers get in their face and point, you know what I'm saying? Stick their finger in their face and try to get them told over something that they did, that they didn't like, how they handled a certain situation or whatever.
Right.
And my thing was always, listen, you got a finger, you can put your finger in their face.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Best way to, and it works. You know what I'm saying? When you get any white female, black men listen closely. Any white female sticks her finger in your face, don't say a word. Just put your finger in their face. She'll move it. She'll get it.
Oh yeah.
She'll get it. That's all you need to do.
It is amazing how calm and collected President Obama is, because the average situation when that arouses, you're going to react. And this man is well trained. He's well understanding of what his position is in the world. And we talked about this a few weeks ago, I have never seen such disrespect for the office of president that we have seen during his administration. Not only towards him, but towards his family, towards his wife. I wish Michelle was there when that happened.
Yeah,
they might not have been able to.
They made up. I don't think they would have.
The sister and her would have come out.
Yeah,
It
would have. It would have. They would have had reason to call her an angry black woman because. But I don't think Miss Brewer would have tried it if Michelle were right next to him or right behind him or whatever. I don't think she would have tried that.
No, and I think this is a continuation of what we have seen from the far right. The far right has been extremely disrespectful of President Obama. They've even convinced some of their black Tea Partiers that this does not exist and it's a figment of our imaginations.
Right.
But we have continued to see a continued disrespect, not only to President Obama and his family, but to the office of president, because here you have an African American in the position, and you don't like it. You're upset about it.
They're doing things. They're finding new ways to disrespect him. Ways that they did not look for when Bush was in office, who was, by the way, the worst president in history.
Worst.
Okay. And they didn't like Clinton either, but he didn't go through nearly as much as Obama's going through. Okay, this is like political right-wing insurgent attacks. Mostly verbal. Okay, and it's really creepy. It really is. From the standpoint of this woman arriving, confronting the president as he's getting off the plane. Okay, she has to run across the tarmac to do what she's doing. Okay, Secret Service should have just grabbed her and put her on the ground and find out what she was really up to. Okay, and it comes to find out she has an issue regarding immigration. Obama, he signed your little immigration law. He's not on board with it because he knows it's wrong. Okay, he's not going to facilitate any more rednecks than what he's already had to do. Plain and simple. Okay, you want him to be gung ho. No, forget about it. That law is impractical, it's backwards, it's twisted.
It's terrible.
Yeah, and who's under the threat of that law? Brown people living in Arizona, okay, endlessly being profiled. When you see things like this, right-wing people are saying, we don't think they're being profiled enough. We want Obama to back us and smile. No. So you're not going to get that kind of insanity from Obama, that right-wing zeal or whatever. I'm losing the words for it. But,
It's absolutely well. They're a bunch of right-wing fanatics.
Yeah.
That's what they are.
Yeah.
They're so far to the right that it does not make any sense.
Right.
Historically, people, the worst recessions in this nation's history were orchestrated by the modern Republican Party. One, Herbert Hoover.
Mm-hmm.
Great Depression. He was a Republican. Messed the country up.
Yes.
Two, Bush 1.
Mm-hmm.
Messed the country up. Said, read my lips. No new taxes. Guess what? Had to raise them. Because he tried to cut taxes, but did not have a way to replenish those things and created a deficit. Bush 2, an absolute disaster.
Yeah.
Spent money we didn't have, gave away tax cuts to the rich,
Mm-hmm.
cut taxes, gave back $250 to every citizen,
Mm-hmm.
blew through a surplus of over $500 billion,
Right.
and then took us into 2 illegal wars that were unwinnable. All of this was done by the very people that are protesting.
They don't mind. He's one of them.
Yeah. Now, President
So
Obama inherited
Yeah.
an absolute mess. Absolute mess.
That's right.
The economy is getting bigger. 3 million new jobs in the last quarter. GM is back being the #1 automaker in the world. All of these are from policies of President Obama.
Right.
What are these candidates running against? That is beyond me. What are they standing on? This is a comedy show.
Yeah, it is.
You don't get anything worse than
Yeah.
Newt Gingrich and Romney.
I called it the Mao syndrome sometime a couple of years back. That's what it is. The mad at Obama syndrome, in other words. MAO.
We're just mad.
Yeah, we're just mad. We're mad because we got a black president.
That's it.
Okay? And everything that's come out of that is an outgrowth of that. The Tea Party,
The slogan, we want to take America back.
we want to take back America.
From who?
From who? I don't feel like as if I've got America.
I don't.
Okay? Certainly Obama has not taken anything from white people. I haven't heard any white people complain
He's
about
tried to work with
their paychecks being lower
I haven't heard it.
to where they can't feed their kids anymore or anything like that.
But why is it that they're trying to blame him and he's tried to work with them
Right.
over the last going on 4 years?
He's black.
He's tried to work with them. He's
Yeah.
tried to compromise with them.
Mhm.
He's even let the tax breaks to the rich
Yes.
go with compromise to get other legislation through that was vital for poor people's existence.
And white people have protested against it. It's against their own interests. Poor and middle class whites have protested against Obama against their very own interests, which is the dumbest thing going. That's incredibly dumb.
They fought him on a payroll tax cut, but they're the party of tax cuts.
Yes. Yeah.
How?
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Unfortunately, people, racism is alive and well. It has gone nowhere. And that people are upset. Not the fact, and they're even more upset with not only a black president, but a black president that's done a good job.
Mm-hmm.
That's even more upsetting.
Yeah, that's very
that they
upsetting.
can't even create a candidate to beat him.
No, they can't. They got if you think Newt Gingrich is a candidate, if you think Rick Santorum is a candidate, okay, if you think Ron Paul is a candidate, you're insane.
Oh.
Plain and simple. Okay, Newt Gingrich was married. He's on his third marriage. Third marriage. First marriage, marries an older woman, significantly older woman. She starts coming down with cancer. He's already cheating on her anyway, but this time she's got cancer. He shows her the divorce papers. Okay, he marries the woman that he was cheating on her with. Some years later, she comes down with MS. And I think I brought this up last week. He shows her the divorce papers.
Right.
Okay. Now this one he's got now, she better not so much as catch a cold. Okay, because she's gonna go out to pasture. But these are the family values people. Aren't they the family values party? You
But
know, God and country and
Chris,
family.
The guy is insane.
Oh, yeah.
This week on the campaign trail,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm elected president, I will make sure that America, we have the first base on the moon. The moon! Chris!
Watch out for those moon people.
The moon! This is are we serious?
You know what? I do believe that Obama didn't he shut down NASA some time ago?
What's
So-
what?
So,
Is this a joke?
you know,
The guy's not even stable.
well, listen, Newt, we want you to do a test run to the moon.
What happened
We
to
want you
John?
to be the first. Be the first.
Before we give him one, he was supposed to be so great in this debate last week.
Mm-hmm.
John King should be run out of CNN.
He was.
He was awful.
You know
he
what?
got punked.
King had him on the ropes.
He could have taken him down.
Take him down. When you
He
got
didn't do that with
a
Wolf
wild
Blitzer.
animal in the corner, you got to kill him.
You could have got him. Like,
You know.
you're talking about bad. You're the one that's Mr. Fool around.
Yeah.
You're on your third marriage that you
Yeah.
had. She was your mistress.
If he wasn't smart, King could have crushed Newt
Destroyed.
in front of his own people.
John King, give it up. You dropped the ball.
Oh, big time. Big
Terrible.
time.
Take lessons from the Wolfman. Wolfman wouldn't take it the other day. Wolf Blitzer said, wait a second. This is your story, and you put that ad in there. You know,
Mhm.
I don't want to hear that. He got Romney, and he got Newt.
Yep.
Now, let's get to Ron Paul. What kind of a candidate? We got 4 left. This man wants to smoke weed and free the world.
You know, in the beginning, Ron Paul had a lot of blacks on his side.
Yeah.
Years ago, when Obama first was running, and there were people talking, yeah, you need to talk to this guy. One guy gave me a DVD,
Ron Paul.
and I hadn't done any research. I thought, okay, he's got a thing, but I'm not going to let nobody interfere with Obama. Now, Cindy McKinney ran also that same campaign. Okay, and I said, it's okay. I said, I like Cynthia, but let's get with Obama.
Right.
Let's not split the vote. Have your minds made up. Let's get with this guy. Run with it. You know, but Ron Paul, what's really doing Ron in is those newsletters, those wild racial newsletters that he put out way back when like 20 years ago.
Right,
whatever.
right.
You know, that's some really suspect stuff.
Ron Paul, and he's the basis of the Tea Partiers.
Yeah.
Is based on the Ron Paul libertarian philosophy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Rick Santorum.
Yeah.
Who is he? Well, what
No
has he done? When he was in the Senate, he did nothing.
Did nothing.
And Romney this guy was only governor for 4 years.
Yeah.
And he says, I am going to, you passed Obamacare, I'm going to repeal it. Dude, Obamacare was based on what you did in Massachusetts.
Mm-hmm.
This is the
Yeah.
worst crop of candidates.
Yeah.
They don't have anybody the real problem, Chris, is that they know that this is an honorable person. He's unique. The man can sing.
I'm gonna be honest with you, okay? The Republicans don't even have a Richard Nixon.
They don't have anybody.
They don't have a Ronald Reagan.
They don't have.
As crooked as those guys
Yeah.
were, they don't have it.
You have to, every
Okay.
4 years, you have to either engulf a candidate that exemplifies an ability to win.
Mm-hmm.
W was a funny guy,
Yeah.
and he got it close enough that you could steal it.
Yeah.
But he didn't engulf winning.
No.
Y'all stole it.
Yep.
You know? And Gore was just so blasé.
Yeah.
He's coming off of being part of one of the most successful administrations in recent history. And he loses the election.
Mm-hmm.
Obama inherited an absolute mess.
Yeah.
And it's starting to get better as we approach November.
Yes.
You should start seeing a turnaround in a lot of things other than possibly gas prices. Now, gas prices, because of the policies of Bush 2, those policies, Obama has not been able to get those out of the way yet.
Mm-hmm.
Because as long as oil is speculated on open market, speculative or speculation of oil,
Mm-hmm.
you cannot rein in gas prices. If they think Iran is going to block the Strait of Hormuz, the speculators say, we're going to have to raise prices because Iran might do this. Not that there's a shortage of oil.
Right, right.
And the fact of the matter is that the United States has had to put sanctions against Iran because of their nuclear program, along with the rest of the world. Iran has one of the top oil supplies. Also, Libya's production is down.
Mm-hmm.
So you might see higher gas prices. This is not because of what President Obama did.
Right.
Am I right?
That's right. Very
So,
true.
we're looking at a very interesting next few months. But this Republican, they're going to win the election for President Obama with their own primary. That's the way it's looking. They're so awful that Obama's approval ratings are starting to rise.
Yeah.
You're starting to see in the State of the Union address, you saw a president.
Yeah.
You don't see a president with any of these other guys, do you?
No. No.
And the best you can do
How
is
can you? How can you? Because these other guys are failures in their own categories. Okay, especially Newt. You know, what person is going to try to vote for Newt?
You couldn't do no better than Newt.
Yeah.
Sarah Palin. Sarah Palin.
Michelle Bachmann.
Michelle Bachmann. Oh,
You know.
they're pitiful.
Yeah, they are.
When you have not seen a group of just absolute. The Republicans came with absolute mediocrity.
Yeah, they did. They came with trash.
Yeah.
You know, that's the thing. You know, they these are candidates picked on emotion.
Christie should have ran from New Jersey. They would do McDonald's and Wendy's commercials
Mm-hmm.
and show him eating it with. I mean, what else can you do? This is awful.
Yeah.
Nobody has presented any public policy stances that could do better than what we're seeing with President Obama. President Obama has gathered some of the best people in his cabinet to deal with one of the worst situations in American history, and has done an excellent job.
Has done a great
How
job.
can you argue that?
Yeah.
What's your argument?
And here's the thing, Obama, with his policies, they're not going to fix everything. You know, everything. This is what people are complaining. I don't know why. This is what they complain about. They sat there and watched our country virtually get destroyed overnight during 8 years of Bush, but now they wanted to get fixed overnight. Okay, you know, they you know, he signed this. What's going to come up? You know, it's not going. It's going to take time. It's going to take a lot of time. Some of
you just got out of Iraq. Iraq was costing you over 125 billion a year in wasted dollars.
Exactly.
You can invest those back in America now.
Yeah.
I mean, we have too many troops. You don't need 400,000, 500,000 troops.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you going to fight? Half the weaponry will wipe out the... You got enough weaponry right now to wipe out the planet 2 times.
Yep.
I mean, your biggest concern right now is Iran, and you don't know what you're dealing with in North Korea on foreign policy.
Nope.
And then you've already come up with an excellent terrorist operation with the drones, and what Obama has been the most successful president fighting terrorism around the world. These little groups that they fought, Somalia, Pakistan. You've got cells of terror cells all over the world, and President Obama has done the best.
And we haven't even talked about that, his State of the Union address, and then coolly going to the phone and being notified of the successful operation
in Somalia
of those hostages in Somalia. Yeah, that's this guy's getting a lot of stuff done, and we're not going to see that with if he were to hypothetically lose this next election, you're not going to see no more of that.
No,
you're going to see a lot of bungling. Then I guess a lot of you won't mind.
No, he'll be on the moon. He'll be on the moon. Vote for Newt Gingrich and the moon. You'll have your own moon base. And guess what? Moon pies will be back. Ho-hos will be on everybody's table. Hostess will make a comeback.
Newt pies.
This is a joke. Romney is a joke. He knew. He knew. This man was whole. He's been saying, they've been asking for his taxes day one.
Yeah.
And he knew, at the appropriate time, I will release my taxes.
Yeah.
He knew his taxes were bad. He knew he had money hidden places. They were just trying to put it together where it would not hurt him.
Yeah.
It's already hurt.
It's already hurting him. It's already hurting him.
He's unelectable. The Republicans don't even want Romney. Ann Coulter does not want Romney. And your buddy, your friend, does not want Romney.
Who's that?
Your buddy?
Who's my buddy?
Who's your best friend?
I don't know.
Sean Hannity.
My best friend, Sean Hannity. I was wondering who you had over
Rush
your mind.
Limbaugh.
Rush Limbaugh.
He doesn't want him either.
Well,
they're all playing like we're going to support the Republic. I believe in my heart that a lot of these guys are going to be saying publicly, we are going to fight for our Republican nominee. We're going to support our Republican nominee. When they go into that booth, a lot of them are going to be voting for Obama.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not voting for no guy that wants a base on the moon.
No. Now, if he wants to send himself to the moon, I'll vote for him. I'll vote for that.
I truly believe, Chris, that this election is not going to be as close as what they think, because I believe a lot of Republicans are going to, when that ballot is in front of them, they're going to have to be honest and say, nobody's going to know about this.
Well, you know,
I'm voting for Obama.
This is what they're hoping. A lot of white Republicans did not vote in 08. They did, and they thought, no, Obama's not going to win. Black guy's not going to win. Obama wins, and he wins convincingly. Okay, they're hoping that let's get some of these. We're going to wake some of these up. And a lot of those guys are going to come back and vote. Okay, but they don't. All of them, most of them know they don't have anybody to vote for.
Right.
If you don't like Obama, you're a Republican, you don't like Obama, you got nobody to vote for.
Right.
Okay, so yeah, you're going to get someone who go behind the booth and say, you know what, we're looking for Obama.
I believe that.
A lot of, and here's the thing.
Aren't you going to see the same thing again?
Black man versus white Mormons stigma. A lot of men ain't going for that.
That's what I'm saying. They are not.
No.
You got Newt, you got Romney. Neither one of them is going to get the base Republican base out. No. It's not going to happen.
No, it's not.
This guy, both of these guys are dirty. And neither one of them can get that base excited. The only thing that got, W got them excited because they needed to get it close enough to steal it. But none of them excites the Republican base. And I cannot see that base support or those independents not supporting President Obama. I just can't see it. Well, we've talked long enough today on the network. We've got a lot to talk about. If you want to see more information, some great information, they need to go to where, Chris?
The Buffalo Bullet, thebuffalobullet.com.
Hey, you can get all the information there. We've got some great writers there. Chris's blog is one of the best kept secrets. Not a secret, but it's one of the best blogs on the internet. And certainly there's some great writers, great information there. We'll be back here next week on the network dealing with some more subjects. That's all for us here on the network. I'm Pat Freeman, and this is my buddy Chris Stevenson. We will see you next week.